Hey, it's Mark here with the 7 Pillars, foundational resources to help you reshape your life. That's the name of our program. And you may have heard me before speak about the reshape, the word, the acronym. It stands for a number of different things. They're principles that we apply. And essentially in the program, we apply them to 4 main areas of life. And in this particular video, I want to speak about the emotional area. That's one of the 4: spiritual, emotional, physical, and professional. The emotional component of this, I think, is critical. It's very closely aligned with the spiritual component. I talk to people a lot about my most recent kind of epiphany, I guess, with life. It's driven by, my empty nest. I had 3 young adult children, and when the last one moved out a couple of years ago, I came back to a lot of space. I came back to a lot of quiet. I came back to a lot of silence. That energy and frantic pace with which you raise small children evaporates. It's gone. And we talk about it a lot. We see it in other people's lives, but I don't think anybody sees it coming. And I didn't see it coming. When I walked into my house empty for the first time, it was devastating. It was depressing. It was sad. Fortunately, I have a number of tools that I've been able to develop over the years. I've got some really good examples. My children are great examples. One of them's a yoga instructor and a film producer. One of them's a nutrition coach. One of them makes music. So they're motivational for me. They're enlightening for me. They bring a youthful perspective to what they do, and they've helped me with a lot of things. Great parents, brothers and sister, a lot of good friends. I've got some really fortunate to be surrounded by a really strong emotional network of supportive people, and I'm very grateful for that. The emotional thing that really strikes me, I spoke about this a little bit in the spiritual video that I created. The emotional stuff that I've picked up, yes, church was definitely emotionally uplifting for me. Prayer is definitely emotionally uplifting for me, but I got into yoga as well. And as you can see, I'm behind me. I'm at a friend of mine's yoga studio. He's allowing me to shoot some videos here because it's nice and quiet and peaceful and tranquil. Yoga's been great. I was one of these, gym rats, athletes, rough and tumble guy. Got to bump into somebody. Got to run. Got to breathe. I was a sports guy, and I still am to some extent, but my body has kind of started to tell me that I can't, do the things that I used to do. I don't play full court basketball anymore. I don't do a lot of running anymore because my right knee won't let me. So I've picked up things like the bike, and swimming's a pretty good exercise too, but yoga is something my daughters introduced me to, and they were telling me to do it for years, and I thought to myself, yoga, seriously? Come on, that's not for me. That's for girls, and as chauvinistic as that might sound, boy, was I wrong. You can go into yoga and you can lie on a mat and breathe and close your eyes and do absolutely nothing for 45, 50 minutes. Or you can go in and get a workout that would rival anything that an NFL player is going to go through in a practice. You can stretch yourself to limits. But one of the things that yoga does is it makes you conscious of being in a present moment and breathing. And I was very surprised. I wasn't as surprised with the physical rigor because I had seen yoga done before, and the stretching and the flexibility and even the cardiovascular stuff. I do lots of push-ups in yoga. I do lots of core work in yoga. But I've also laid down and done nothing and experienced bliss just by breathing. The breathing thing is pretty awesome, and it's an emotional exercise. My eldest daughter struggled with anxiety for a while, and breathing to get her out of an anxious state was something she's mastered. Really proud of her for doing that. And one of the things yoga brought to me from an emotional standpoint is an ability to create a level of calm, an ability to lower the noise. And from politics to email to social media, if you're anything like me, you almost can't get away from the noise. So developing the ability to quiet the noise like that, with like 5 seconds, with a couple of conscious breaths, it's pretty amazing. It's beyond powerful. And if you don't believe me, try it out. I speak a little bit and I write a little bit about how I found my yoga studio, but it's not dissimilar to how I found my church. I tried a few places out, and I made sure that I found a place that resonated with me. I happened to go to the local YMCA because When I walked into some of these yoga studios and yoga shalas, they were a little bit small. I'm a pretty big guy. I'm about 6'4", and I'm a little bit claustrophobic, so I need a little space. They were small. They were hot. They were a little kind of like foo-foo. They were kind of, nothing clicked. And then I walked into the YMCA downtown, and I saw weight machines and exercise bikes and sweaty people and showers and saunas and steam rooms and pools. I was back at the gym, and on the second floor, there's this beautiful room with a wood floor, 3 huge sets of windows on 3 different sides, and a huge mirror in the back. And it's one of the most inviting, pleasant rooms because it's on the second floor. You're just looking at palm trees, the sun rising, the sun setting, the rain when it rains. It's pretty awesome. And because it's the Y, there were like 7 or 8 different yoga instructors, and I was able to find 2 or 3 that I really just enjoyed. They speak to me personally and emotionally. So the emotional component of the program is going to talk a lot about meditation and guided meditation and breathing and living in the present moment. And some of these things you've heard before, many of them you may have heard before, but hopefully what you hear from us will resonate with you, that it'll prompt you to look maybe further, deeper, or broader into see some of these emotional tools that have really worked well for me, and I just can't recommend them highly enough. So dig into some of this emotional stuff. Take a look at the website. You'll find plenty of links. There's a lot of free stuff on there, and it'll speak off and on about the emotional kind of prong in these 4 foundational areas of the Reshape Your Life program. Hopefully this was helpful, and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks.